Hey guys, Matt here, or rather Fikod. I should probably start saying that rather than Matt, since that's my channel name. But today, I just want to make a video on December 2016 Iron Banner and my thoughts on it. It's the Iron Banner just before the Dawning comes out. I want to give my thoughts, how I change it, the positives, things like the game mode, just general opinions. But yeah, if you could like this video or just give feedback. I ask this on every video, on my other 3 videos that I've made. Just any feedback is nice. But yeah, I've waited to today, which is Monday, the day before the reset, to make this video, so I could really get a feel the difference between the connection based and the skill based matchmaking. I've played Iron Banner every day now. I'm leaving this review late just so I can really get a feel for it, get a proper good insight. I've been taking notes on it and things, and how I feel, and I'll be sharing them now. So, what I've noticed straight off with the change matchmaking is there are a hell of a lot more mercies, which is when the score gap's too high. Lord Shax, the beautiful man, says, I've had enough of this, and he ends the game basically, just so the game can move on. They'll split up the teams or whatever, and I've seen a lot more of them since connection based, and I know Bungie said that the trade-off, hope they were worth it. I think it's definitely worth it. I kind of prefer the more varying matches that you get. Not every match is sort of the same level of difficulty. Some matches you'll get stomped, some matches you'll stomp, some matches there's one really good guy on their team, but the rest of the team isn't good. And it just adds. I think it really varies the match. I personally think it makes it more interesting. It's less boring. It feels less of a grind. Each game's quite different. But yeah, so far in Iron Banner we've had Clash, Control, Rift, and Supremacy. Supremacy was 2 Iron Banners ago now, I think, when Rise of Iron first came out. But yeah, so Clash and Control are proven to work. I think I kind of prefer Clash to Control. I think Control is a bit frustrating sometimes, although I haven't tried it with the new connection based in Iron Banner. Actually, I don't think I've played Control at all since the change. I'll have to do that. I just find it's a bit frustrating, because there's so many people that just, and I'm not being that guy, but when people don't play the objective or overplay the objective, it just kind of ruin the game, ruins the whole point. It's like in Supremacy, if no one was getting the crests, it just defeats the whole point. But yeah, so with Rift, I think the game mode doesn't really work for Iron Banner. I think Bungie learned that the first time they used it, but for some reason I think they put it back in, maybe to freshen it up, I don't know. I think I enjoyed it because I never particularly play Rift outside of Iron Banner, so I kind of like that, and I like how it's a 6-man game mode. But I think I think that Clash and Control work much better than Supremacy and Rift. Now, I did actually like Supremacy because I just enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun just to run around with the shotgun and not necessarily dominate, but just get a load of kills. I just found that really fun. But again, when you're playing it all week, it got a bit annoying. There was just no other way you could play them with a shotgun. I personally think maybe for Iron Banner they could try, seeing as how now they're going to be Iron Banner most months up until Destiny 2, they haven't really got anything to lose, and they're sort of testing stuff with trials, so why not with Iron Banner as well? Maybe they should use a rotation system of 6-man game modes, so all 4, Supremacy, Rift, Control and Clash, because it changes the way you play, and it adds variation as well. Maybe have like a higher % chance for Clash and Control to come up, and then like a lower for Supremacy and Rift. It would just add, I think, a lot more variation to the whole thing. This Iron Banner has been fun. I haven't played Rift since basically it first came out, so it was relatively fun. I think there's some maps that just do not work for Rift though, and they need to sort that out. I don't think you can have the same maps for every Iron Banner. They need to sort of have specific maps for each one. But I also think maybe they could have a reward system for staying in the same lobby. Like, what I think I'd like about Iron Banner is if you're playing publicly, it'd feel quite good if there's quite an even game, and everyone stays rather than leaving, if everyone stayed as a team and then you fight that same team you've just played, public, not private or whatever, play that team again, and then you play that team across loads of different maps, loads of different modes, and the incentive for people to stay and do that would be higher XP or whatever, or higher chance of rewards. You know, kind of like the Vanguard streak in Strikes, but in Iron Banner. I think that would make it really fun because, I don't know, I like it when, you know, you get a lobby and a lot of people are staying in the lobby and you're seeing the same people, you're like, oh my god, that guy, he dominated me in the last game, and then you're really trying to go for him in the next game. I think that might make Iron Banner feel a little more team-based, rather than, you know, every lobby's a bit different. But speaking about lobbies, and also linking to the next point, I am going into the next point, I think that would help the sort of matchmaking, which is slowed since connection-based matchmaking has come in. You know, it's not really debatable whether it's slowed. It has slowed considerably in some cases. Depends what days you play. But then, like, I played it earlier this morning on a Monday, and it's like, you know, there was barely anyone playing. But so I can't really base it off that. But I just know in general that the matchmaking has slowed. You know, it tries to find better matches of connection and skill now, so it's filtering a lot more. And I think maybe if you got people staying in their lobbies, you know, because they have an incentive, it'd make one, matchmaking quicker, and two, it would make Iron Banner feel a lot more team based. But overall, I don't think the game mode worked, but like I said, it'd be nice if the game mode was put in a rotation system. I think that'd really work. And I'm gonna make a video probably after the Dawning's finished or whatever, of how I think they can improve the overall event system in Destiny, not just Iron Banner, like the overall system. I won't be going into how they can improve individual events, but like how they can improve the actual system of having monthly events, you know, weekly events like trials or whatever, how they could do that. But yeah, I don't think the game mode worked particularly well. But there are positive changes with the matchmaking. It definitely it broke up Iron Banner a little bit. Like, normally it's a huge grind. This time it was a lot more, not choppy, but it was every game felt a little bit different, and sometimes it was fun. And I know it's a bit you know, hypocritical of me to say I like it when everyone stays in the lobbies, but I think it was just because the change came around. I kind of enjoyed leaving that lobby and then joining a new one and just experiencing the completely different lobbies, whereas before with the skill based you could leave a lobby, join another one, and the difficulty level or whatever's the same. And I just think with connection based, I like the way not everyone on a single team has the same skill, so there could be 2 really good players on one team and, you know, 4 not so good players, and then on the other team 1 really good player and then 5 not particularly good players, and it just changes the gameplay. And I'm not saying that the skill gap between people is that much on connection based rather, but it is relatively large. Like, I know they just widen the skill and then prioritize connection. It's not, you can't, you know, I could never probably get in a lobby with Luminosity or Real Crafty because they're way too more skilled. But on the subject of skill based and connection based matchmaking, I know I've just said it made Iron Banner more fun, but maybe they could implement skill based matchmaking into trials or Iron Banner, or maybe just widen the level of skill in the filtering for Trials and Iron Banner, because I know they haven't implemented fully connection based, they just prioritise connection based more. So maybe they could keep this level of connection and then prioritise skill more, because at the end of the day with Trials and Iron Banner, there's, you know, when an event comes out everyone jumps on, so there is a high enough player pool to warrant, you know, them being able to have a longer matchmaking time. But because of the higher player base, there would be quick enough matchmaking, and people don't dip out of Trials or Iron Banner for long matchmaking because it's a little bit different to normal Crucible, meaning they'll have a higher and more committed player pool, enabling them to create sort of a longer based matchmaking system of developing skill and connection for things like Trials and Banner. Because I think it's ridiculous that your Trials run can be like completely ruined because you get, you know, matched against someone that's a way higher skill than you. And I think that's different to Crucible. I think Bungie need to differentiate the Trials player base and the Crucible player base, because they are almost completely different. Obviously there's people that play both, but, you know, Crucible's casual, Trials is like sweaty. So for you to be able to face someone in normal Crucible that's way better than you is okay, but trials, that can ruin your trials run. That can ruin all like that work, because you got put against someone that's way heavily matched. And I think Bungie need to understand that people wouldn't mind that so much in Crucible, because you can leave and join another lobby, whereas in trials you can't. But yeah, thanks for listening to this, guys. It was a bit of a ramble. I've got future videos planned, so if you could like, subscribe, dislike, comment, any form of feedback would be nice. But yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in the next one, and remember to check out my 3 previous videos. Feedback will be appreciated. So yeah, love you guys. Bye bye.